So now that everything's set up, let's actually get started and write some HTML code. So this folder structure is the same thing that we see on our desktop. So we have Frederick, we have the index.html file, which is this one. And you see there's nothing here. Then in the Finder, we also have our image folder, which is this one. And then we have our CSS folder, which is style document that's also empty. So there's nothing here, just a comment saying, yeah, type your stuff here. Now, in CodePen, we could just write H1 and we would see a header, which is super convenient. But there are some extras needed in a real web page that CodePen didn't actually show us. And we're going to add these first. And it's really easy to do that. All we have to do is press the exclamation mark like this. And then we press the tab key. And this should write the default HTML template for us. Again, so I'll select all, delete, press the exclamation mark, and then press the tab key. And that's the one above the caps lock key. So what that does is basically add some default things that we always need. The first thing is this head part. And the head is where we have all the extra information for the page. So this is what search engines look for. The title, the description, maybe an image that you use for when you share something on Twitter or Facebook. It's all stuff that's important, but not directly visible on our page. And so the body is the content of our page. It's where we write our H1 tags or our image tags. So let's do that now. So between this body start tag and end tag, we are going to press enter and write H1. Again, we don't have to write these signs. We can just type H1 tab. And then we're going to type something like hello world. Okay, now we press save. You see that Emmet automatically formats this for us, which is very convenient, or the Prettier does that for us. And then I'm going to press this button at the bottom called Go Live. And that will start a web server and it will open my page, as you can see here. So, by the way, I will use Google Chrome for these tutorials, and I suggest you do the same because Google Chrome has these developer tools built in, which I will show later, these things. And they're super convenient when you're developing web pages. They're actually essential. So download Google Chrome if you haven't already, and then in system preferences general you can set that as your default browser if you like, so it will open up Google Chrome automatically. If you're using another browser and you want to use that, what you can do is just copy the URL from Safari, for example, or Firefox, and then paste that into Google Chrome in a new tab, and it will open it up as well. So if all goes well, we see our web page here. Great, it says hello. Now we have a live server, so we can change something here and press save, and then we automatically see that update in our browser. So that's really convenient. We don't have to go back and forth and then press reload each time we make a change here. So now it's time to actually write our site, our very first one. So we're going to start here and write our friendly greeting. So I'm just going to write something like hi, I'm Frederick. Okay, so that's my H1. I can press save if you want to check. And then maybe below that write a paragraph. So press P, tab, and then write I'm a designer from Antwerp, for example. And you can see that's a paragraph, so it appears as a paragraph like this. And then what I also want to do, just to show you how that works, is write a image. So I can type img, press tab, and now you see it asks for the source image. And remember from CodePen, we actually copy and pasted a URL here. And that works if our image is somewhere else. But right now we want to control all our images. They're in a folder right here. So we don't have a specific URL instead, or we don't have something that starts with HTTP. Instead, we just type the name of the folder and then let the autocomplete, so the path IntelliSense, do the work for us. So we type img, and you see it automatically already gives us these options that we can choose from. So we choose the top one, press enter, and now we can choose an image. So I'm going to choose thumbnail01.png. And then if we press save, it can also see this first thumbnail. So that's exactly the one that I have here, right? So that's that image showing up. Cool. So the next step, of course, is to see a style. we want to link in our style sheet. So we have our CSS document here, and it's empty. And so to make sure that it works, I'm going to do something super obvious. So I like to do select the body, so type body, press these curly braces. Again, it's the Alt key and then the normal braces. And now I'm going to make the background green, for example, and maybe make the color white. And now if I save this, nothing will happen. And the reason why is because we haven't told the browser how to link these two together. So the index HTML page doesn't have a link back to the style CSS. So we're going to do that now. So below our title here in the head tag, we're going to write the word link, press tab, and that will link a style sheet in. And here we can type the folder where our CSS is. So it starts with CSS. So we can type C, it automatically completes. We press enter, and then style.css, press enter as well. And now if we save, we should actually see the background change to green. So that's because now it has found this document. So now we can play around with this. We can change this. Note that Visual Studio Code actually gives us this nice color editor that we can do. And so if we change the color here, we can actually save it, or we can just type a color if we want, like black, for example, and will show up. So play around with that, change the font size, change the background color. You can see it automatically completes, so it's super convenient. Let's make this 72 pixels, for example. Maybe change the size of the header, like H1, change the font size there, and maybe make this one smaller. So it's up to you. In the next lesson, what we're going to do is break down the styling of the portfolio site, and we're going to learn some techniques on how to do layout on the web.